Hello and welcome back to another comparison episode on the KenOhWee Channel. This has been a long time coming, for me anyways. I've always wanted the Figuarts Hulkbuster figure, and now that I've finally got that figure in my possession, does it stack up against one of my more recent purchases, which I have hailed as one of the best Hulkbuster figure, if not the best action figure of 2022. The Threezero Hulkbuster Action Figure, which is why I'm going to put these two figures to the test. And we shall see who will come out on top. If you're interested in my full detailed review of each of these action figures, links are in the description down below. And before we get things rolling, please understand that all thoughts and opinions are based on my own and may not reflect what others may feel, think, or experience about any of these action figures. So now that's all out of the way, let's start talking about their figure design. It's clear from the start that one Hulkbuster is standing much taller than the other, but height isn't everything, even though most of the requirements on Tinder these days speak otherwise, but that's besides the point. They both look good on their own, but standing them side by side, there are some differences to note. The Threezero figure looks a lot chunkier, a lot bulkier. That shoulder armor and upper body bulk makes him look a lot more menacing, while the Figuarts figure looks a little bit more compressed. I feel the shoulder guards play a huge part in having that look, and if the shoulder guards were a bit bigger on the Figuarts, we'd be having a totally different feel. The arc reactors look a little bit different on the knees, but in terms of overall detail, I thought the Threezero, being the bigger figure, would have more details, but the Figuarts is standing toe-to-toe with the Threezero in terms of detailing. As I said in the Figuarts review, this was Figuarts at its best. And it shows. Sure, there are one or two bolts that are missing the paint detailing, but overall, they are both clean, they are both sculpted really well, and they both look simply beautiful. The Figuarts Hulkbuster has a slightly darker red leaning towards maroon, and the gold is a little bit more diluted or pale, whereas the Threezero Hulkbuster figure is just vibrant red and popping metallic gold. In terms of figure engineering, for the Figuarts, it does have this butterfly joint so the arms can move outwards more. It also uses a ratchet joint on the arms and legs so it could lock into place. For the Threezero figure, there is no ratchet joint on the arms, it's simply a stand-up ball jointed connection, but it does also have a little bit of a butterfly joint. The crotch area has removable pieces, and the entire leg is also on a ratchet-like mechanism where you can pull his leg down a bit more to allow more movement for a kick and all that. The Figuarts lacks all of those engineering in the bottom half of the figure, and I have to say it's fairly limited, which I'll showcase more in the next portion of the video. I do have to note that the Figuarts, being a pre-owned figure, is plagued with loose joints, and unfortunately I feel this is going to happen to the Threezero figure as well, considering how heavy this figure is. You can prolong this by keeping the figure in the box or not posing it as often, but eventually it'll get there, and that's the unfortunate nature of these designs. Overall, they are both simply beautifully sculpted and painted Hulkbuster action figures, and they both will be the highlight figures on your shelves. Articulation. Unfortunately, there's just no way any of these Hulkbusters would have been able to pull off most of the poses on the Cheerleaders Challenge, so I have to modify this a little bit to show as much articulation as I can from these two bulky figures. So without further ado, I present to you the Hulkbuster Move Challenge.
Y'all ready for this?
The Neck Breaker, the Back Scratcher, the Arm Folder, the Bicep Flex, the Finger Flex, the Ab Cruncher, the Ab Twister, the Side Stretch, the Front Step, the Crotch Splitter, the Walking Pose, the Tango, the Mermaid, the Iron Man Pose.
I guess there's not much else I can test these figures with. This is why you should never eat too much of them donuts. Disrespect. Accessories. For accessories, well, the Figuarts Hulkbuster doesn't come with any aside from something to pry out the batteries, while the Threezero comes with interchangeable hands, which are the face punching hands, repulsor hands, and the hand shaking hands. So little to no accessories from the two figures, but they both come with lighting effects. So starting with the Figuarts Hulkbuster, it comes with lighting on the head, on the chest, and on the knees on both sides, and that's it. For the Threezero Hulkbuster, similar to the Figuarts Hulkbuster figure, it has lighting on the head, the chest, and it also has lighting on the back, which is nice. So if you're all about lighting, then we know who takes the cake here. However, the Threezero does come with an additional feature where you can open the middle portion of the Hulkbuster figure to fit in the Threezero Iron Man figure if you have that figure. I unfortunately do not have that figure, so I guess I'll be content with having Mafek's Deadpool in there. It also has little concealed weapons in the forearm piece, and it doesn't really do much apart from just being there. Still nice to have. While the Threezero has the open suit feature, I'd consider this a feature on the Figuarts Hulkbuster figure, and that is articulated fingers. Yes, it's a feature for me, and I absolutely love this. If you disagree with this, well, can the Threezero Hulkbuster give you the thumbs up? Can the Threezero Hulkbuster point at your other figures? Can the Threezero Hulkbuster figure give you a pinky promise? Yeah, thought so. Scale. Talking about scale, I feel it really depends on which figure you're comparing this with. The Figuarts line has been known to be on the shorter side despite being marketed as a 1/12 scale figure. So using a few Iron Man as comparison, we have the Figuarts Iron Man on the left, the Marvel Legends Iron Man in the middle, both to be 1/12 scale, and a 1/9 scale Iron Man by Sentinel Toys on the right. So putting the Figuarts Iron Man with the Figuarts Hulkbuster, I feel that the Figuarts Hulkbuster should have been a little bit bigger to scale more accurately to the Figuarts figure. The Threezero looks way too big compared to the Figuarts Iron Man. However, if we're using the movie still as reference, I mean look at how tiny Iron Man is in that Hulkbuster suit, then the Marvel Legends Iron Man would scale better with the Threezero Hulkbuster, which would mean the Threezero has the more accurate 1/12 scale size, and Figuarts Hulkbuster is a little too short. If I'm trying to use the same pairing as the dual Figuarts figure, then the 1/9 scale Sentinel Toys Iron Man to the Threezero Hulkbuster is the one that looks similar to the Figuarts pairing, which would mean the Threezero is a 1/9 scale figure, which I don't feel it is. So it really depends on which Iron Man figures you'd be using to scale with the Hulkbuster figures. I think the Figuarts Hulkbuster should just stick to the Figuarts Iron Man figures in general, while any other taller Iron Man action figures could be used with the Threezero Hulkbuster figure. And here's a stock photo I've taken a while back showing you how the two Mk.44 action figures stand next to other action figures for scale comparison. Do you see the other two challengers? I feel a fight coming. Conclusion. So in summary, I am aware that this comparison is a little bit unfair because there's just a lot going for the Threezero Hulkbuster. Since there's a lot more real estate, Threezero was able to put more in terms of getting a more accurate look, more features which is not limited to only lighting, better articulation. Even the pricing is almost similar, if not cheaper, to a pre-owned Figuarts Hulkbuster. However, I still have to give some credit to the Figuarts Hulkbuster because despite being a 6-year-old action figure, it's still able to hold its ground against the likes of the Threezero action figure. It lost most of the battle, sure, but the one thing we've established the Threezero Hulkbuster can't do is that disrespect. And the Figuarts Hulkbuster will hold that little trophy while Threezero gets the rest. So as it stands, I have to say that the Threezero is simply the better Hulkbuster action figure. With that all said, that concludes my comparison of these two figures. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, do consider hitting that like and subscribe button for more videos like this in the future. Do let me know your thoughts about either one of these figures in the comment section down below. Threezero all the way, or maybe Figuarts is the better choice for you. I've heard people talking about Fantakraft Hulkbuster figure, which the only information I can find is the Comic Cave Studios Hulkbuster. Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and I hope all of you will have a great week. Take care. Like to see more videos like this one? Well, say no more. Let me present to you the end screen. Click on video 1 or video 2 for more entertainment. These videos were carefully selected by highly trained professionals to suit your entertainment needs. Also, don't forget to click that subscribe button. If you don't, I shall haunt you in your sleep. So click it! I was just kidding, by the way. Okay, bye!